Welcome back in. So glad you're with us. It's Colatown on this Monday. I'm Kevin Cohen, and in studio with us, Samantha Yager and also Robert Anderson. And we're talking about Touch a Truck, a really cool event that's been going on. You said for what, about 20 years now?
I believe we've done it for about
15
years, and we've actually done it on Main Street for the 4 years, I believe.
Right. Well, I love the fact that you've tied it in now to Soda City. We were all just talking during the break about our love of Soda City and its growth and how it's become such an attraction in and of itself. It's such a wonderful thing that you guys started many moons ago and now have turned into. I mean, it's such a great event, a lot of fun. So we're big fans of Soda City. Lainey and I were there this past Saturday and really enjoyed it a lot. But now, now it's sold, because now I'll be able to say to Jacob, let's go to Soda City, and whatever you want, it's your birthday, we'll get you to whatever you want to eat and all. Oh, look, Touch a Truck, Jacob, let's go play. And he'll look at me and I'll be like, let's go play, and we'll end up down there. You'll see, we'll end up down there. So I wanted to run through. Because you have kind of teased a little bit about some of the different specifics that are going to be there. I want to kind of run through them because I found them all very intriguing. Everything you were describing, the excavation vehicles, Samantha, and things like that that are available. When it comes to first responder type stuff, there's pretty cool stuff going on with bomb disposal robots that are going to be there showing their tricks of what they do.
Yeah, the police department brings their bomb disposal robot, and they'll actually utilize the robot a little bit to show people what it does through their bomb disposal truck. They'll have their Harleys there, and they'll have their new, I believe, citizen accident investigation units there that they've just rolled out, which is very impressive. Very nice.
And then when you think about the getting someone out of a car, cutting them out of a car and all that, that seems to be a new trick that we're going to see.
Yeah, the fire department has these awesome pneumatic jaws of life.
Right.
And the funny thing is they are very quiet. You would think they'd be loud, just
right.
like our other equipment, but it's quiet, and they basically cut everything, the roof off, the doors off, and make sure and demonstrate on how they do their job. And this Touch a Truck is such a great team event for the city of Columbia. Everybody is out there, police, fire, water, wastewater, even our fleet services, that if we have a broken down truck, they'll come to us and
right.
fix our trucks up. Our street division, animal services will be out there with their patrol vehicle. And then obviously solid waste and forestry and beautification will have their bucket trucks, lawnmowers, all of that fun stuff.
There's obviously a very huge department that we're talking about that you guys take care of, and Robert, with Public Works, it's encompassing a number of different things, obviously.
Well, I think that we reach out and touch everybody with no matter what we do within Public Works, but I want to talk about the excavator demo a little bit that we do also. It's if you'll actually watch an operator. These guys in their demos that day will be picking up golf balls on strings and running little rings through things. These guys are exceptional operators over the years, that the skills that they've learned, and if you take time to just stand back and watch them, their operations are just exceptional.
I think young people can really appreciate that just because of them all being gamers and things like that. And you had talked about the using a joystick and things like that. It's true. There's a lot of truth to being able to have a CDL and drive a garbage truck, but it's also to be able to have the skill set that's necessary in order to do this. There's a trick to that trade.
There is, and almost everything we do, and I want to take traffic engineering. We haven't talked a lot about them, but all your traffic signals around town are operated basically by a computer, and you see one of these $10,000 cabinets sitting on the side of the road, and we do have some at the office. They won't let me play with the little switches inside, and I understand why. There's a lot of them.
Sure, and again, the best thing I could say about that as just a citizen who. When I'm talking to experts like you guys, I want you to talk to me like I'm a third grader, because I want people to understand, the less we know, the less we hear about it, the less we see problems. That means you guys are running things smoothly. You have positions, and I was just saying the same thing in the first segment, because we were talking about concrete and we were talking about sidewalks that get messed up and things like that. the less is more kind of thing. If we don't notice it, that means that things are running smoothly.
And I think that's the great thing about Public Works. We do not want to be seen.
Right.
We want to be out there, but we don't want to be seen. And
Right.
we don't want to gloat about what we do. We just want to do our jobs and get it done so the citizens are happy.
Right.
Exactly.
I mean, and again, the less calls you get, that means things are working. The less complaints, things are working. The less concerns, things are working. And so I think, and again, I think it's important for people that are listening to this program to realize just what a machine, and I don't mean that as a pun because we're talking about Touch a Truck, but just what a machine it takes to run a capital city the size of Columbia, and what it takes to keep things, A and B and C and D all working on the same page and making sure that the city's being run smoothly.
And this is a great event. I believe our staff are the Young Sun Heroes, and even Columbia Water and Police and Fire. We all do like to work in the background, but this is a great way to meet these people that are running the garbage truck, that are coming by your house every week, or filling your potholes. And then you also get to see the equipment and play on it. But there's also a person that's with that machine. And I think a lot of people are like, okay, well, I'm either at school or I'm at work and don't see what's happening. But these are the people that are building our city, that are making our city better.
I think Samantha touched on it, that our operators are there that day.
Right.
So they will be able to walk you through the streets. But I would be remiss if I didn't thank our city manager and our mayor and council for letting events like this happen and letting us, show what we do within our departments.
Well, and I that's a good point, Robert, because I think what it does is it really puts a face to some of what you guys are doing. And in this situation, this is where it is good to be seen, because it really humanizes a little bit the folks that are doing the hard work behind the scenes, and it allows citizens, allows kids to kind of get an idea of what it takes, what goes into keeping a city moving at the right pace. The idea of being able to get behind the wheel for a kid and I've got pictures of my son Jacob. As a little guy, you could barely see his head, poking above a garbage truck, or poking above the bus, or poking above a fire truck, things like that. And that's hands on. I think that's so great for a young person to get a hands on experience. I'm just wondering how you feel about the 57-year-old dad getting a chance to work the joystick.
I was actually going to say, this is a kid event, but you can't believe how many adults want to get in there and say, what's it like to sit in a garbage truck, or what's it like to sit in an excavator, what's it like to sit in a fire truck or a bus or something? What does it look like behind that steering wheel? These trucks that we bring are massive.
Yeah.
I think the smiles and the joy and giddiness all around, from
parents,
the
love it as much.
the kids, even us as employees, to see people happy to engage with this equipment.
Right. I got to ask this question because I want people to. I don't want any surprises. How much is it going to cost them?
It's actually a free event.
What?
The only thing we do is we drain all of our air tanks, so you can't honk our air horns,
right?
Because they are a little annoying after a while.
Yeah,
but the rest of it, it's all free. We want people to come out and enjoy what we do.
Yeah, this is something, again, the city's doing for free. This is something that is so geared as family friendly, and that's another thing that I've come to really appreciate, is that you guys do a lot of different things that are geared toward building family and letting folks that can come out and there's no cost involved. There's no downside to this. This is, we just hope the Mother Nature cooperates. If you've never been to Soda City, my encouragement is that you come on out, because, again, this runs from 9 to 1. So my encouragement is come out, bring your whole family, take them to Soda City, let them walk up and down Soda City a couple times, and then just make sure you end up at the 1700 block of Main Street, and that's where Touch a Truck is going to be. And then spend a couple hours at Touch a Truck, getting a chance to experience all these different vehicles and all these different opportunities for you and your kids. And as a daddy that's done this, I'm promising you will create a memory. You will absolutely create a great memory with your children, and you're going to enjoy it more than you think yourself also along the way. When it comes to back to the job itself for a moment, if you don't mind me kind of revisiting a little bit of the job itself. This is totally out of left field, but how many employees do you have? I mean, how many? You had mentioned what you used to have in solid waste and how it's changed because of technology. But I mean, how many people are doing this every year in the city?
So Public Works has about 215 to 220.
Okay.
Depending on where we are in a hiring process right now. So.
Right.
And
which we're just having, we were just talking in the first half about a hiring fair for Public Works.
Yeah, with our street division.
Which is coming up for the street division. We were talking to Jerry and Victor about that and that event that's going to be coming up on May the 13th. So we're actually looking for some more people with CDLs that can drive and do that stuff. But, I mean, how much are these jobs? Is there a lot of turnover, or do you find that people stick with it for a while, or what?
We have a little bit of both. I think we have some high turnover, but we also have a gentleman in solid waste that's been there 55 years.
Right.
So he started in 1970, I believe.
December 1st, 1970.
That's pretty amazing.
He's got to see the changes.
Yeah. I'm sure. Yeah. I asked that because I'm always trying to use this program to kind of help humanize and put a face on what the people who are my guests, what you guys are doing behind the scenes. Because as I said, it's a thankless job, and usually the only time you're going to hear from people is when they got a problem. Most people aren't going to call up and say, hey, man, they really did a great job taking my garbage today. And you're not going to get that call. So I think it's important to put a face and a name to it, but also just to let people know what's going on behind the scenes and how many people are involved and all the things that you guys are doing in order to keep the city running smoothly. This is not an easy endeavor. Columbia is a growing community. Mayor Rickenman was on talking to me how we have 28 people a day on average moving into the Midlands area. 28 people a day. Fastest growing state in the entire United States of America is South Carolina. So there's more people who are moving downtown, more things that are happening downtown. You guys are got your hands full. So it's really exciting.
Oh, absolutely. And originally from New Jersey, and I had a 2-year plan. I'll tell myself, I had a 2-year plan and said, I'm going back, I'll work for the city. And here I am 14 years later, and the city's just been a great place to learn and grow.
Thank you.
And
Thank you guys for coming.
Oh, thank you for having us. It's great to be a public servant.
Awesome.
We're out of time.